courtside. Guatemala for the 35th World Junior Racquetball Championships. Day 2 of our streaming. You're seeing on the court now women's 18 and under doubles round robin play. This is for the seed that takes place for the start of the World Cup on Tuesday. Gary, welcome. I know you just came in today. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Gustavo. It's great to be here. It's a privilege to be working with you again, with a capital A, by the way. Ricardo Gonzalez goes by the stage name of Tuki Kravitz. He's our head official. He's been around about 15 years with the IRF.
He certainly has.
Excellent referee. He hails from San Luis Potosi in Mexico, and we have Bolivia versus Canada.
Explaining the rules, Tuki speaks perfect English and, of course, perfect Spanish, so he's able to converse with both. The Canadians obviously speaking English and French from Quebec, the both of them, and Ophelia, the taller of the two Canadians. Not only does she speak English, French, but speaks
Espanol.
And plays and has played 14 years of racquetball already at her young age of 19.
That's impressive.
Started when she was 5.
And her father's here to coach her?
Yes, Sylvain. And Chloe's father as well, Patrick, here to coach the team. And the Canadians get the first serve.
So let's review some of the newer rules, Gustavo. Rally scoring, best of 5 sets, 11 points, win by 2.
Gotta win 3 sets or 3 games. And again, this is a qualifying in terms of the seed of where they will find themselves at the start of the World Cup play on Tuesday. And here we go. Chloé Jauvin serving for Canada, 0-0. Not sure what's being said.
He's telling her, wait till I call the score to serve.
Okay. Legal position on the serve. Her feet are on the line. Short serve. First service in doubles is always just one server. That goes way back, actually to handball.
Great return of serve. Took that ball. It was a loose lob. The young lady from
Cochabamba.
Racquetball hotbed. Edwin Duran.
Flat left side glass wall, 2-0 Bolivia. In the ground, point Canada, second server. By the way, this Bolivian team is the gold medal champion from Tarija, 16 and under women's from last year.
The legacy continues. Now they're 18, then 21 and under. That changed a couple years ago. A new division, 21 and under for juniors.
Both of these Bolivian players have played about 8 years of their life, so they're very familiar with the game.
Absolutely. Welcome to the broadcast, Edwin Duran and Ava Gamara from Cochabamba, Gustavo.
Cambio de mano. Coming in to serve now, the Canadian team again with a point. Chloé Jauvin. Same return of serve she did at the first point. That time she wasn't successful with it. Showing 3-4. able to get out of the way there.
That time she was successful with that wide angle backhand. Unfortunately, Canada wasn't ready for that.
3-5. WILSCAM serving. Jammed her.
The wide angles are working.
Miss hit by the Bolivian BLACUTT. Point for Canada. Second server now.
Tuki Kravitz in the background. 6-4, game one.
That ball hit the Bolivian player, but it would not have reached the front wall, hence granted the point, Team Bolivia. Nice get. A lot of streaming in the background, some good matches going on.
Recognize our principal sponsors, ProKennex and Gearbox, as well as Splathead.com.
Nice shot by BLACUTT. Taps it into the front wall. A great serve, deep lob, right wall. Very effective. First possible game point for Team Bolivia. Wait till he calls the score to serve. Replaying that serve. Wow, impressive.
So he gave her a warning at first part of that game. It's well within his realm to either give him another warning or actually assess a referee technical for delay of game.
Well said, Gary. Con eso vamos a un comercial. Estamos de vuelta con ustedes en un minuto.
And we're back in vivo along with Gustavo. This is Gary and Jose. Gustavo, I want to recognize the Bolivian head coach, Pablo Tapia Jr. When I coached Bolivia back in the 90s, his father, senior, was one of my players. And they lost 11-10 in the final. This was in the Pan Am Championships in Cochabamba. He and Leo Sarmiento, 11-10 to the U.S. Unfortunately, his dad passed away a few years back, so we want to recognize him. He lives in Cochabamba.
And here we go, game two, segundo set. Servicio equipo Bolivia, ganador del primer set. 0-0, Méndez sirviendo. tiene que esperar que canten el score y por eso se detuvo.
3 veces.
3 paredes, segundo servicio. Globo le queda corto.
A lot of unforced errors by Team Canada here.
1-0.
I spoke with one of the Canadian coaches earlier. I said, what's the game plan? He says, be basic, eliminate unforced errors, and hit the lines.
Impressive. Mendez was doing that earlier in her singles match. Obviously didn't see that, but she owns that left corner with her backhand. On her back foot, that one skipped in. Point for Team Canada. JAUVIN service. Yes.
Great rally ending shot. That was a power serve, forcing weak return.
JAUVIN knew that Mendez was way behind her, pushed it into the corner.
No forzado, huh?
A lot of forced errors there. Not that time, couldn't pick it off the glass, which is very hard to do. Easy to see from here, but hard to do inside the court. Staying with the lob. Left side.
There it is, pure. Basic shot in the game, folks. Straight in, straight back down that wall. Takes its second bounce by the Vidrio, the back wall. Too many left up pinches here, Gustavo.
Falling right in the center court.
Good half inning for Canada. Comes in to serve. No harm done.
First lead for Canada in this match.
Great serve. Good. Nobody home left side.
Almost able to get that back. WILSCAM. We're all tied up again. Deep ceiling off the back wall. Good get, Mendez. Point.
Kudos to Canada there, Gustavo. Patience. Went up top when they needed to. Good retrieving.
6-5. Servicio Canadá. No, piso. Ball skipped in. Maybe time for a timeout here. We'll see if Tapia responds appropriately or he's going to save his timeouts.
For tomorrow. One timeout in each set, folks. 1 minute in length. Nice.
There again,
Soft
Mendez.
hands, yeah. You said it. Mendez from the iconic Mendez family of racquetball players in Bolivia. Although Natalia El Mayor now plays for
Argentina. Off the back wall, set up and executes. Nicely done, Chloe. Jauvin. 6-8.
First time Canada's had a 2-point spread here in this second set.
Ball pops off the side wall, and WILSCAM.
She wants that again. Mulligan.
No mulligans in racquetball. A ver si esta vez este servicio se pega más a la pared.
Weak return to serve timeout. Now Tapia did not call that, Team Canada did. So Team Canada has used their one resource this game, and Tapia and Team Bolivia still has theirs.
And we're all tied up at 8. Why don't we stay here, Gary?
Absolutely.
Talk about what's to come here. Once again, this is after 2021. We were talking about that this complejo that we're at was actually the host to both the World Junior and World Championships in a consecutive event that was had that year because of COVID. And since then, we've been back, I believe, 4 times.
Well, the entire environment here in La Capital in Guatemala City is just conducive to having a world-class event. This complejo, which is part of a sports park, right next door is squash, taekwondo, ciclismo, you name it, it's here. 10-minute drive to the airport, 10-minute drive to the hotel. At the hotel, that district, Guatemala City's divided into districts. I think it's District 10, doesn't matter. But
it is.
We can walk multitude of restaurants, and you name the cuisine, it's available.
Yes, and very good.
So as you said, it's empate, 8 iguales, second game here in Guatemala City.
Segundo servidor, Bolivia.
That's a regalo, a gift.
Let's see what the call was there. Yeah, I think that was.
He called a hinder.
Yeah. We're going to replay that. It wasn't an avoidable, but it certainly was a hinder. She wasn't able to take a good swing at it. Jauvin was in her way.
Nice.
Point. That ball did not bounce coming off the front wall.
Sidewall, front wall winner.
Short serve.
Bolivia trying to close this game out and have a 2-0 lead. Best of 5 again, folks. Another unforced error.
10-8. Segundo set posible acá para Bolivia. Y así, ahí se termina este segundo set. Creo que what we saw there, thinking that Canada had stepped into the driver's seat, seems like they went back to making the unforced errors, which has been the story of the first 2 games, as I see it.
And allowed Bolivia to close it out. Some ill-advised shot selections there by Canada. I'm confident the coaching staff's going to hone in on that. Just be, as I said, be basic, hit the lines. Too many left up pinch attempts. Rebounding right into the middle of the court and setting up their opponents. That last shot, it was a half lob. She let it go. She tried to, on a 40-foot court, here's the metaphor. She tried to hit a 42-foot shot, and it just doesn't make it.
With that, we'll go to a 30-second. Vamos a un comercial de 30 segundos y estamos de vuelta con ustedes.
This is the heartbeat of the game. The Gearbox Racquetball, the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Tested by time, perfected by champions, engineered for speed, precision, and endurance. On every court, in every corner of the globe, Gearbox fuels the spirit of competition. This is the future of the game.
Aquí de vuelta con ustedes, Gustavo Farel, Gary Mazarrov, José Cruz. Cancha número 6, la cancha principal. Estamos viendo el juego Canadá enfrentando Bolivia de las mujeres menores de 18 años. Servicio ahora Canadá, ventaja 2-0 en sets a Bolivia. JAUVIN serving this third game, a must-win for Team Canada to make another game. Case there, Mendez owning that left corner. Nice splat point. Mendez. 3 walls. Racquetball, you can only hit 2 walls after you hit the front wall, side wall. It's got to bounce in the legal area behind the 20-foot solid line and the back wall.
Great retrieve by Team Bolivia that time. So,
sobre pique.
Young lady on the right side, WILSCAM for Canada, is getting stuck deep. I'm not convinced she's watching the ball, Gustavo. That's a gift.
And Canada's on the board. Second server.
Those new to the game, rally scoring. That's a handout and a point for the receiving team.
Oh, wow.
So as a coach, I'm going to go back home and teach my player to take the ball out of the air, fly the ball. She could have taken the ball right there at the receiving line. Instead, she left the ball go and tried to hit a 38-footer.
From the back wall, yes.
That's impressive. Oh.
Skipped in.
Skipped in. Impressive skip.
It looked good.
It did. However, Kravitz, our coach, our referee, makes the call.
2-3. Nice drive, left side by Mendez, irretrievable. 2-4.
Welcome Pablo Fajre, multitasker.
3-4. WILSCAM serving for Team Canada in a must-win game. Nice get. Keep it in play. Oh, nice rally.
Too
Well
bad.
played.
Double digits on the exchange. Next up on this championship court, last stream match of the day, 21 and under mixed doubles.
That is correct.
Mexico and Guatemala.
Up top.
Oh,
Almost like she let up. That she didn't want to hit it, not knowing who was in front of her.
could be, could be.
I think she's
Bottom line, point.
something to point out there. We saw probably 5 exchanges on the ceiling ball, something that would not have happened in years past with a different ball.
Up top.
Good shot, Mendez, passing down the right side. Hard drive. Continuing to stay and save a 2-point lead.
2 shots earlier, Jovan had an opportunity mid-court to put it away, or try to. She went up top. I question that shot. Should be avoidable. Point scored. Evitable, avoidable hinder. Failure to move.
Timeout Canada. Comment on that, Gary, if I may. Jauvin was trying to get out of the way, but the other Bolivian player was there, not letting her move. Yet the call was made an avoidable call.
Well, based on that information, it easily could have been a replay, a dead ball hinder. Fact is, I'm confident in Kravitz's opinion. The young lady from Canada had ample time to get out of the way, and she didn't.
Thank you.
Falló para mover, failure to move.
That's in the rule book.
It is. The nuances of the game, as a referee, as a player, as a broadcaster, as a coach, as a diplomat, very important. The nuances, or in Espanol se dice nichos, no?
And as you mentioned, coming up immediately after this game, we have Mexico-Guatemala. The players Eric Trujillo, Ivana Valderrama against Alexander Sierra and Jasmine Elizabeth Aguilar from Guatemala. Mexico-Guatemala, that will be a fast-moving game. A new addition to our sport, the mixed event.
Which will be in the World Games in China.
Great get.
Along with singles next August.
Good hands, WILSCAM.
Handcuffed.
Handcuffed, definitely. Right at the feet.
Nobody home left side. Communication, Gustavo, or lack thereof.
9-4 en este tercer set. Si gana Bolivia, obviamente va a tener una mejor sembrada en la Copa Mundial que comienza el martes. Fuerte Méndez, muy fuerte. Y siguen la pelota bien, mismo pegada al vidrio. They follow the ball really well, even when it's glued to the glass. Good get.
Reverse winner.
Mendez.
3-0.
Bolivian team too strong for the
Yeah.
Canadians.
Correct.
Here.
Too much firepower, at least in this match.
And they forced a lot of those unforced errors as well by jamming the Canadian players with some of the shots. To me, that was the big difference. With that, like I said, they move on to get the better seed going into the
Sembrado, the elimination draw.
starting on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. Our next game is scheduled for 6 o'clock, maybe a 15-minute break. We'll be back with you. Gary, Gustavo, Jose Cruz, take it away.